Ahoy, mateys! Solar Polar Bear here with a cheesy pirate accent and my new series called 30 Seconds to Sink. I believe within 30 seconds anything can happen, and your quick decisions can make or break an engagement. I'm here to break down my PvP footage and showcase my mistakes, as well as some successes down the road. So climb up into the crow's nest, grab your spyglass, and into the breach we will sail! I did do a previous video called PvP Mistake Analysis, which is the exact same idea, however I wanted to give it a formal title, just to snazz it up a bit. And as a reminder guys, please remember to like, subscribe, and share my video if you enjoy it. Alright, let's get started. Like my previous video, we were doing a Fort of Fortune. This is kind of a recurring episode for us. It was also Christmas Eve night, and I was just downing Guinness while we were sailing, getting progressively more drunk on stream, to the point where I began referring to myself in third person.
So I was only going to talk in the third person for the rest of the adventure.
This footage is embarrassing for me, but I think it's something great to showcase. With only a few seconds in, let me start out by saying my first mistake was getting plastered while doing an important objective. Don't sail with impaired judgment, kids.
You know what? We should sing the Kids Bop's versions of things because those are family
operated.
What?
Oh,
we noticed a sloop after offloading our goods and decided to pursue. This entire night we had great luck in combat and decided to just get a little cocky.
Sloop to the northwest.
No, we'll want to make this quick then.
Yeah, let's do it.
Fast forward a few minutes and I noticed a rowboat moving in the water near our destination outpost, and the sloop was nowhere to be found.
Yeah, we left our rowboat behind from earlier.
That rowboat looks like it's moving.
I call out that the rowboat is moving, but we continue our path towards the outpost. Here's our second error.
Guys, that rowboat's actually
We should have just gone to another outpost. Remember, there are plenty of outposts out there, and if you see any indication of players up to some devious plan, just leave. Don't risk your booty.
I'm not drunk. Like, I know I'm not.
No,
Yep, there it is. I told you, there's a friggin' mermaid here. Okay, I'm trying to sober up as fast as possible right now.
I spot a mermaid and immediately push the remaining brain cells in my skull to sober up and focus. Instead of leaving, we just run with the Athena chest towards the tavern. As we run inside, KC, my crewmate, quickly sells the chest before getting jumped by a tucker. We dispatch him after selling, but feel like we're in the clear.
He killed me.
And I'm just gonna pause the footage for a second here. There's a big error here, and I need to address it. Yes, we got rid of the attacker, but we were not aware there could have been more at this point. I got hit by something as I was near the front of the door, and when I reviewed the footage, I noticed another player run through me and out the front door. There were two pirates in the tavern, not one. Always keep watch of your surroundings.
This mermaid still isn't going to
Now our crewmate calls that the mermaid didn't go away, and I start fruitlessly searching around the island.
I got the ship if you wanna.
A minute later, though, I hear a large explosion.
Oh, I just heard a keg.
Yeah.
Whoops. So here's another thing. In my drunken stupor, I grabbed a bunch of the stronghold kegs because I'm obsessed with them and threw them on the ship. My other crewmate put them up in the crow's nest. For God's sakes, don't leave your kegs exposed if you're going to transport them. Someone will shoot them and they will instantly sink your ship. Also keep in mind, if you put them in your crow's nest and sail through a storm, the gods may just strike them and detonate your ship. Words of wisdom, my friends. I decide to wait and see if I can ambush the remaining enemy, and their sloop pulls up to begin grabbing treasure.
Oh, there's the sloop. I found them. They're here. They're picking up treasure.
While our ship is now respawned and on the way, I decided to strike and try to slow them down while they are occupied with the harpoon.
We're pretty much dead on. You see, just keep her straight.
While still plastered, I mismanaged my fingers on the keyboard, firebombed myself, missed the chance to shotgun one guy and die. This bought us some time to chase them down, but was pretty embarrassing for the time being. Have a plan before you jump in. Sometimes your impulsive plans will work, but more than likely you will fail. Take a second, breathe, and figure out your footing. We approach from the blind side of the outpost and find them still grabbing treasure. We begin to slow down so as not to speed past them, but we take too long in the approach and they drop sail and run.
Almost.
Yeah.
I missed several chain shot attempts while my brain cells struggled to keep up, and we are now in a chase. A small error here is to remember to manage your
Dropping front
speed.
sail.
If we would have moved a little bit faster just to get them to the proper angle for our cannons, we would have gotten a chain shot to their mast and been done with them quickly. After a few more engagements and back and forth cannonball exchanges, one of them successfully boards us, and I grab the capstan's handle to prevent the anchor from fully dropping. Remember guys, if the boarder slaps the anchor and you have other crewmates engaging them, grab that anchor before it fully falls. Your crewmates can kill the boarder while you prevent the ship from stopping. We continue our pursuit, and I call out an environmental hazard.
We're gonna hit that rock.
Nope. Sails all.
This rock.
Sails to the left.
We miss that rock and hit another.
You're gonna hit that rock.
Casey, if you see this, we hit the rock. An idea hatches, and we think that they may have had a rowboat loaded with the treasure, and they are rowing to the nearest outpost. I shoot myself out and walk the entire island before I get called back to their sloop, turning around to engage us.
Oh,
If
they're
these
coming
guys
back
rowed
at
to
us.
any
Back.
outpost, even
Coming.
reapers, I commend them.
Ow.
The thing in the water. Thing in the water.
As I return,
Oh,
we
that's
notice
not-
they
that's
start
not
dumping
versus
treasure
versus
overboard.
box.
A few chests and Athena boxes.
Are they
This was either an
dropping
attempt to distract us, or they were just being rude. Who knows? I know I have
it's
no
another
earthly
cannonball
idea.
crate.
Without stopping, we grab some treasure to make up for what we lost and continue chasing them.
Send it.
They adjusted the edge of the Blood Sea and turned sharp.
Shall I set up a blaze?
Try to board.
We engaged them, and I foolishly tried to grab them with a harpoon multiple times while ignoring my crewmate who got directly hit right to my right, and I continued trying to latch onto their ship with the harpoon until I also died. Looking
I'm
back,
down.
I should have let go of the harpoon and went to the cannons, trying to juggle attacking and resurrecting my crewmate. Don't hyper-focus on the mission. You need to adapt and overcome to any situation that hits you. Make a plan and execute.
What the fuck? Why is that letting go? What the fuck?
Yeah, I noticed that too.
After several more
trying to get
engagements,
out of
confirmed
combat.
mast hits, and dwindling supplies, we chase them into a thick fog.
Nice. Nice.
They begin to launch flares and fireworks, which makes us believe that they are either being desperate or looking back trying to lure us
I
towards
think
that
they're
location.
desperate, honestly. Works.
In the middle of the combat situation.
Yep.
In the fog, you can't see anything.
I don't see them on the horizon. Either they.
After getting
Off
lost
to
and calling it
themselves.
quits, we sail to a nearby outpost to discuss
Oh,
things,
wait,
and
is
lo
that
and
them?
behold, we see them.
Yeah,
That's them. Wait, let's buy. Let's buy. Let's buy.
We quickly bought supplies and set our vector
the
to
ship.
engage head on. We get a few successful hits, a mast shot, and a successful board.
Dead. There's only one of them on there, and there's no treasures.
Then
I don't
deal the
care.
killing
This is
blow
personal.
after declaring to my crew that despite them not having my treasure, this was personal, and we sink them.
I think they know it's personal.
I don't care about treasure.
It may not
Get on the
have been a
cannons.
successful night, but we managed to exact some revenge and get some treasure for it. I would call that a win in my book. So let's do a recap, shall we? We started off doing a fort at Crow's Nest completely drunk. Without thinking, we stored a nuclear arsenal in our Crow's Nest. We spot a sloop, and in our pursuit, we find a rowboat we ignore. We set foot on Ancient Spire Outpost, and the rowboat bites us in the ass and pops our kegs, sinking our vessel immediately. With only blood on our mind, we came back from Plunder Valley and interrupt the rowboat crew's sloop. We come in too slow and allow them to flee, chasing close behind them. We exchange cannonballs and crewmates, then promptly crash into a rock north of Crow's Nest, slowing us down. On our path south of Plunder Outpost, I check to see if they are giving us the slip with a rowboat. No dice, so I return to the ship. We engage several more times across the sea, heading southwest until we notice that they ditch a bunch of our treasure. We grab an Athena's box and other chests, then engage them on the Blood Sea line. The sloop turned south and then east, and while we managed to get several mast shots and circle them, we couldn't seal the deal. The sloop cuts north into the fog and we lose visual. They taunt us with fireworks, but we give up and continue our path north. With all lost, we get to plunder outposts and restock our supplies, then spot them at Lookout Point. We engage them, and with our last cry, we down them and win the battle. Now, there's something to say here. There's a lot of speculation of what they could have been doing, and afterwards, one of my teammates stayed for a few hours into the same server, wondering if they were actually selling the treasure or not. But we couldn't figure out what they did with the treasure, whether or not they dumped it or didn't even collect most of it. It's really up in the air. Remember, lads and lassies, keep a keen eye on the horizon and think before you make the plunge into the briny deep. Or just be impulsive. That's also horrifying and fun. Until next time, my friends, stay alert, stay frosty.